All right, Piss and Vinegar Day 93, chest and triceps. So, on to the big 40 kilo dumbbells. Didn't progress as fast this week. Like, in the last month, I've just been adding, like, fucking randomly, like, 3, 4 reps or full whole, weight jumps in a row. But today, went only went up 1 rep on the 40s, which is fine by me because I haven't got any weights beyond 40 kilos to fuck with. So, until I buy some new weights, if I only add a rep every week, that's fine by me. But yeah, the 40s are there. And today is Halloween, so Halloween workout. I actually went trick-or-treating today as a full-grown 26-year-old man, and I dressed up as a caveman. One thing I was doing trick-or-treating, and I haven't trick-or-treated since I was like fucking 12 years old. The last time I trick-or-treated, I was 12, and I hit puberty really early. And I lived in an area where there was just basically they didn't celebrate trick-or-treat. In Australia, it's not as celebrated as in America or England. And it wasn't celebrated, and when I was 12, I looked like I was 17, and I'd go to people's doors, and they'd already be not celebrating it, and then they'd also be like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're a grown adult. Why are you doing fucking trick-or-treating? And then that was it. So 12, and I was done. But today I thought, fuck it, I'll go trick-or-treating. I went to Big W, which is a convenience store, and there was no outfit, so I built my own. I went to a op shop, got a bunch of leopard skin dresses, didn't cross-dress, got a bunch of leopard skin dresses and cut them up and made a caveman outfit. So yeah, it was cool going trick-or-treating as an adult, getting some weird looks, getting the MILFs staring at the gains. But it was kind of gay. It wasn't the same as it was when I was a kid. And I don't know about overseas, but in Australia, it's like by law now, you have to only go to the houses that have decorations at the front. And that's fine. And that way you know exactly what you're getting into and you can get the candy quicker. But you lose something. It's all sanitized nowadays. There's so many laws and regulations that you lose some of the fun. And a lot of the kids nowadays are going to be losing things that, my generation and other generations missed. And one of that is Halloween. And one of the fun things on Halloween is going to different houses and figuring, and kind of gambling almost, like childhood gambling. Not that that sounds like a good thing, but it was fun. You'd go to houses and you'd be like, what am I going to get? Am I going to get a fat old dude who's like, fuck off, and then you egg his house because he decided that he didn't want to give you any candy? Or would you go to a house and they would be ready to give you candy and that'd be cool? Or would you be going to a house where people didn't even know what the fuck Halloween is, but they would they would go back to their kitchen, they come out and say, sorry, I didn't have any candy, but they would give you water or like a fucking milk drink or something. It was fun. You didn't know what you can expect. And by that process, you would go into houses and it was a gamble. And when you did find a house where people were willing to give you candy, it was like fucking way more, you were more over the moon than going to a house where you're going to get the candy. So, and there's a lot of different things in life nowadays that is like that because of our rules, regulations, and technology, where things are just kind of gay and boring now. I had fun, don't get me wrong. And as a 26-year-old, I don't really give a shit about the fucking excitement of not knowing what was going to happen. And it's probably for the best now as an adult that I was going to these houses, like for people that were celebrating Halloween, because I probably get some fucking awkward scenarios. And there was no other adults doing it, but it was just funny. I just thought it was funny, so I fucking did it. And now I got a bunch of candy that I can eat tonight, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. That's just the topic for today. It's not training related, but not all the topics on these videos are going to be training related. It's just going to be little insights and things that I'm thinking about. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully something changes in the society where things become a little bit more less sanitized and a little bit more fun and potentially risky. But but when things are riskier, they're more fun. There's no risk involved with the thing. It's boring. It's like I don't know. In Australia, this isn't as much of an issue, but it's starting to become an issue. And in America, especially, there's like these no one wins in schools things, like where it's sports for kids, and it's like you're a winner, even though you just got absolutely thrashed by other team. We don't count score. No one wins. No one wins. No one loses. Everyone gets a medal, and it's like this is just sanitized bullshit to basically save a child's feeling. But those painful things need to happen in life. You have to have the the loss. I mean, I used to play rugby as a kid, and we'd get thrashed because my team were full of kids that hadn't had puberty yet, except for me and one other kid. And all the other teams were like giant Maori kids who looked like fucking adults, and they would crush us. But it was a good life lesson. It was that you don't always get your way. Life isn't fair, and you have to try harder if you want to succeed. And this is going off topic to the Halloween, but it's in the same sort of vein of, like, if your kid doesn't have that kind of competition or brutal life experiences that, like, make you realize that life isn't fair and that life can be brutal and life isn't always sanitized. We're not always in these controlled environments where you get to choose the house that you go to get candy. Sometimes you get a house where you rock up and the dude fucking yells at you and chases you down the street for being a demonic apparition because you're wearing an outfit, you're wearing a zombie outfit, and it's like an 80-year-old man with Alzheimer's. Or you rock up and it's a dude and he, like, just whatever it is. Like, obviously, it's not great if you rock up to a house and you get fucking molested or something, but I'm just saying, barring horrific fucking scenarios, some adversity is good and some unpredictability is good. And that was kind of where I was at today, looking at Halloween. I was like, this is kind of boring and gay. And if I was a kid, this wouldn't be anywhere as fun as if it was when I was a kid, when you're just gambling. So I don't know. That's sort of my food for thought today, is we need hopefully to sanitize less and allow for more realistic scenarios for adults and kids, but kids especially. Like, all this like no winners, no losers bullshit is fucking wild. I just doesn't make any sense to me. And it kind of was a little bit in my upbringing too. Even for my generation, which is, I think, millennial, they started introducing that kind of like behavior where your school like education tests, like when you failed on a test, they didn't make it obvious. They wouldn't be like, you're a fucking loser and you need to study more. Or if you lost in a rugby team or whatever it was, they started stopping shame, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Obviously, you don't want to bully kids into thinking they're useless, but you need to let them know that they're fucking up and they need to try harder. Otherwise, you just end up with janitors. You just have a whole generation of janitors and people that don't want to work and be lazy, no drive. And that was me for a long time as an adult. A lot of these things weren't instilled into me that previous generations had. This less sanitization, the more harsh teachers that would say you're a fucking loser and like figure your shit out. Otherwise, you'll be a lazy piece of shit adult. And a lot of adults are lazy pieces of shit, and they're soft and they're not driven. And it's because of this kind of coddling of the human mind. And like the Halloween today was an extrapolation of that, like a very small, minuscule proxy of all these different things that are very sanitized and weak, and not as fun and not as memorable. So yeah, Halloween, I'll still go out. I think I'll do it again next year because I did have fun. I'm being a fucking negative prick as per usual, but it would be cool. Maybe next year I'll rock up to random houses that don't have decorations and I'll still just say trick or treat just to go against the grain. But I think you genuinely get fined now. I mean, I think it's like if your kids do it and then they get like reported or whatever, like the parents get fined or some shit. Like, it's fucking total communist bullshit in Australia. I don't know about in America, but the Australian government is very much teetering on communism. I don't know if many of you guys watching my videos are Australians, but if you are, you probably know what I'm talking about here. Hopefully in America and England, you can kind of rock up to houses and just say trick or treat, even if there's no decorations. And then as a kid, the person at the door says trick, and then you fucking egg their house or whatever it is. It's just part of the fun. Anyway, see you guys some more Piss and Vinegar tomorrow. Bye-bye.